heat treatment of steel. So heat treatment is a controlled process of heating and cooling of metals to alter their physical and mechanical properties without changing their shape. So what is the important thing is here? I mean, we are just providing the heat. Heat, I mean, treatment is what? Not just giving the heat, but sometimes we are just extracting the heat from the system. System means what of steel. Okay. So heating, either providing the heat or either taking the heat from the system, both are just having the same name, heat treatment. Okay. And sometimes simultaneously we are doing both the things. So and in the control process, the heating and cooling metals, to the metals to alter their physical and mechanical properties without changing their shape. So shape would be the same, but the mechanical and the physical property will get changed. And we are here as a mechanical engineer. We are just concerned for the mechanical properties must be getting changed. Okay, so that we can use that material for our purpose. Okay, it is a critical process in metallurgy, particularly for the steel, as it enhances properties like the hardness, strength, toughness, ductility, and wear resistance. These all are the mechanical properties and which are basically being enhanced. So that we are basically interested in. Okay, so it's a very good kind of phenomena that we are getting our mechanical property increased or enhanced as per our requirement. Okay. The heat treatment of a steel involves heating the material to a specific temperature, okay, holding it at that temperature for a certain period and then cooling it at a controlled rate. Okay, so the providing the heat is also in a controlled process. Okay, and once we reach, I mean, at what temperature that we need to reach, that we must have known first. Okay, so we can not, go for unlimited temperature rise. Okay, we must have a control temperature heat process so that we have to go at a certain limit, and that limit is for other material, for other process is other different, right? So we must have reached that particular temperature, and after reaching that temperature we must have to hold means that we must have to maintain that temperature for a certain period of time, so that the equal distribution of the heat must be there inside a material. Okay, for that we keep that temperature constant for a while. Okay, once it has been done, then we start making them cool down so that they will come into the real original position, original state, that is room temperature. Okay, so cooling it at a control rate. Control means I mean what the kind of the rate at which that we are interested in to making them cool down. That it depends on our desire. Okay, and for that matters we are having a different process. The process is governed by the principle of the phase transformations in iron carbon alloys. We know what is steel. Steel is just the alloy of iron into carbon into iron. So basically main part of major chunk of material is from iron, and few amounts of by a few amount by volume is of carbon. Okay, I have already discussed these things in unit 1, right? I hope that you are able to recall that. So the overall the heat treatment is a kind of the process where we just provide the heat, okay, in a controlled manner. Okay, so we are just giving the heat in a controlled manner, and then once we and giving the heat will raise the temperature of the material, and we have to reach a certain temperature. Once we reach a certain temperature, we must have to hold there, so that the equal distribution of temperature must be there inside the material, and then we will leave that material for cooling. Okay, and the cooling is also in a control manner, so that we must have a different process, and their effect would be having a different for the different process. Suppose if you have in a control manner, you have just doing the cooling of that particular material. So what the process, what the way that you have taken to make them cool, that will decide your mechanical properties. Okay, accordingly your mechanical property will get changed. Okay, and during this process what is going to change? The physical and the mechanical properties, but their shape is remains same. Okay.